second officer that responded and made an initial call of an officer down, shots fired.
A 22-year veteran of the Plano Police Department is seriously wounded by 2 gunshots. Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us.
The shooting happened in Plano near the intersection of 18th Street and L Avenue. Sergeant Ron Smithhart was taken to Plano HCA Medical Center, and that's where we find Channel 8's Edie Dreyer. Edie?
Well, Gloria, it's been 6 years since a Plano police officer was shot in the line of duty, but this afternoon, Sergeant Ron Smithhart is recovering from 2 gunshot wounds. The shooting happened just before 1:30 this afternoon at 18th Street and Avenue L. Smithhart was flagged down by a citizen who reported seeing 2 gun-toting suspects in a car. The officer spotted the suspect's vehicle and attempted to make a routine traffic stop. Police still aren't sure what happened next, but they do know one suspect fired at Smithhart, and he's now listed in serious condition.
He's doing well considering the extent of the injury, and it's quite painful, but Ron's doing well, and his family is with him, and we're hoping the best.
The suspects led police on a chase after the shooting. Officers caught up with them at 14th Street and Avenue M, which is just a few blocks away. Both were taken into police custody and could be charged with attempted capital murder. Now, so far, police are not releasing the names of the suspects. They do say they have a 21 and a 39-year-old male in custody at this time, but they have not yet been officially charged. Police say they're not sure of the motive at this time. They have 15 to 20 witnesses they're trying to question and put the pieces of this puzzle together, and we'll bring you that information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live from Plano, Edie Dreyer, Channel 8 News. Back to you, Gloria and Chip.
All right, thank you, Edie. 2 heavily armed bank robbers killed a police officer in suburban Milwaukee earlier today. The suspects also shot a woman they'd taken hostage, and that prompted a gun battle. 2 more police officers were wounded in the shootout. The suspects then ran the roadblock but lost control of their van and crashed into a tree. They stayed in the van, though, for 2 hours before they surrendered. Both suspects were shot and both suffered broken legs and arms.
Back here at home, officials in Lancaster now say a total of 450 homes and 58 businesses were either damaged or destroyed by the tornado that ripped through their town Monday night. Recovery efforts continue today amid warnings about possible con artists working the devastation. Channel 8's Doug Fox reports.
A tree-clogged creek is cleared by county workers to keep from stacking one disaster on top of another. If heavy rains come to tornado-torn Lancaster, the water needs a way out. That's why the county clears a creek of debris while residents cover up what's left of their homes as more rain threatens. Disasters have a way of bonding people, neighbors helping neighbors. They also can bring out the worst in some of us, such as fly-by-night contractors.
They started hitting town yesterday.
Dave McSpadden of the Dallas Home and Apartment Builders Association estimates more than 100 shady contractors are trying to take advantage of homeowners at their weakest moment.
Or if someone comes up to you and says that this is a today-only deal and I need a deposit up front, they're probably not legitimate.
For every crook and con artist, there are a dozen teenagers like these from Neal Villa Road Baptist Church who have come here as volunteers.
Yesterday, there's some people in our church that had their homes destroyed out here, and so we came out here to help out, and this is somebody lives in our church friend's house, so we don't know whose house it is. We're just kind of helping. We knew that they needed some help.
Across the street, B.W. Smith's parents have lost everything, but there is a sense of renewal amid the rubbish.
We look at it, and this is just all material things, and Mother and Dad are alive, and that's the most important thing. Nothing else matters. There are a lot of memories here, but we'll make new memories.
Red baby formula, diapers, some baby blankets.
When you consider the level of devastation here, it's easy to understand why city officials say it will be at least a year or more before this begins to look like the old neighborhood again. Doug Fox, Channel 8 News, Lancaster.
And around North Texas at this hour, everything relatively calm weather-wise. That's good news. Troy will be along a bit later with the weekend forecast.
Layoffs will ground up to 15,000 Delta Airlines employees over the next 3 years. The nation's third largest airline lost almost $78 million in the first quarter. so the carrier plans to trim 20% of its workforce to save $2 billion. Delta said it will offer employees early retirement incentives and long-term leave, but the deep cuts also mean layoffs.
Delta is simply attempting to quickly restructure, get its costs down to where we can compete. At the same time, we can give the public the type of value that they demand for the airline travel.
Delta has 6,200 employees at DFW. If the cuts are shared equally, more than 1,200 local Delta employees could be looking for work soon.
The federal government is calling it the most damaging spy case in the history of the country. Today, CIA officer Aldrich Ames admitted he exposed more than 9 double agents to the KGB. As a result, at least 4 of them reportedly were executed. The 52-year-old Ames was sentenced to life in prison without chance of parole. The plea bargain agreement was designed to win lenient treatment for his wife, Rosario. Her sentencing has been delayed until August to guarantee that her husband tells everything that he knows.
South Africa's first ever all-race elections will be extended beyond today. This was to have been the third and last day of voting. The response has been overwhelming, and so have logistical problems. The election has been plagued with long lines, late poll openings, and a shortage of ballots. The South African government was forced to print 9 million additional ballots, and now the polls in 6 former black homelands will stay open until tomorrow, 24 hours beyond the scheduled close. And that means counting the results will not begin until Saturday.
Well, the changes taking place in South Africa have impacted people all around the world, including here. Channel 8's Deborah Duncan has more now on local South Africans who are in amazement over the changes back home.
As people in South Africa cast their ballots for a better future, citizens also made their voices heard in Dallas, almost 10,000 miles away. Grinna and Lauren Finn came to Dallas to attend college. When they left South Africa, racism was sanctioned by the government. Now it is against the law, a change they helped make through the power of a vote.
And for me, it was just excitement. It was something I've never experienced before, and I think a lot of people were just, it was just a wonderful atmosphere being on.
People brushing away tears and, getting outside the door and hugging, their family members, and it was really emotional.
The new South Africa is now a place that Dallas businessman Norman Gordon can go back to without fear or shame. He left almost 15 years ago and became a United States citizen.
The reason I left, I couldn't handle the racial situation. Just as a lot of people never thought they'd see the Berlin Wall come crumbling down and the end of communism in their lifetime, I never thought I'd see the end of apartheid as an official government policy in my lifetime.
That's what Africans in other countries once thought. Take, for example, Nigeria, where blacks and whites lived peacefully together after the British relinquished power in the 1960s. In Zimbabwe, formerly Rhodesia, whites and blacks can also live side by side. And now the same can happen in South Africa, at least on paper. But 300 years of apartheid will not be erased overnight, as history has taught us in the United States.
When you look at how far African Americans have come since the termination of slavery, the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, yet there are huge obstacles that we still face from an economic perspective and also from a social perspective.
But the vote itself shows that people can overcome obstacles in the new South Africa. Deborah Duncan, Channel 8 News.
And coming up next, closing arguments get underway in the assisted suicide trial of Jack Kevorkian.
And can abortion clinics have protest-free zones? That's what the Supreme Court will have to decide. We'll have a report from Washington.
But right now, let's take a quick check on afternoon traffic with Metro Traffic's Gail Lightfoot. Gail?
Well, a couple of problems on the freeways today, Chip. On westbound 635 LBJ past Marsh, there's a wreck that's on the left shoulder and left lane now with a backup past Preston. And in the mid-cities, Bedford, westbound 183 at the Central Drive off-ramp. Also in the mid-cities on eastbound Northeast Loop 820 ramp to 183. A wreck involving an 18-wheeler in Fort Worth, now on the shoulder, but slowing traffic a bit. That's northbound I-35 South Freeway just before the Mixmaster. Gail Lightfoot, News 8 Metro Traffic.
See the Entrepreneur Expo this weekend at the Dallas Market Center, exit Market Center Boulevard off the I-35. Get into your own business now.
We want you to guess the price on it. It's a Mercury Grand Marquis.
Grand Marquis.
22.5. what?
That's a deal.
What a bargain!
Are you serious?
Oh, less than $20,000.
Wow. Very nice.
Take a good look at Lincoln Mercury.
Me? I'm big on cheeseburgers. Hey, I'm big, period. So when Jack in the Box came out with their ultimate cheeseburger, with beef and more beef and cheese and more cheese, I said, hey, this is my big opportunity.
It sure is. Now get the best of Jack in the Box at our best price ever. For a limited time, the ultimate cheeseburger is only $1.99.
It's a big idea.
Tonight on The Birds of Paradise.
Recently, I've been thinking it might be a nice idea if I went out on a date.
So who's the babe?
Just when Sam's getting back in the saddle,
Hi!
Grandma and Grandpa visit.
Oh, a Barbie! Thanks a lot, Nana.
But look who else shows up.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
This is, Leilani Douglas. I'm jealous.
The Birds of Paradise.
That's tonight, here on Channel 8, followed by the News 8 update at 10.
If you're not shopping at Ross,
You're paying too much for name brand and designer clothing.
and who wants to do that?
In a Michigan courtroom today, closing arguments in the trial of Jack Kevorkian. Prosecutors hope to convict Kevorkian for violating the Michigan law, which makes assisting in suicides illegal. Kevorkian's lawyer called the law unjust. Kevorkian admits helping Thomas Hyde, a 30-year-old man with Lou Gehrig's disease, take his own life. Hyde's fiancée was the final defense witness called today. She testified that Kevorkian was the only person willing to help what she called Hyde's living hell.
And in Washington, the U.S. Supreme Court is considering the divisive issue of abortion again. The basic question of abortion rights, however, is no longer an issue. Today's battleground, abortion protests and free speech. Channel 8's Jim Fry has our report.
The abortion debate these days is over the harassment of abortion clinic patients, as in Operation Rescue's blockade of this Washington clinic 2 years ago.
The court has ordered you to stay across the street. You don't have a right to be on this side.
Versus how and where anti-abortion protesters can practice their rights to free speech. Operation Rescue leader Flip Benham of Dallas contends the Supreme Court decision will be nothing less than a landmark.
This is simply an attempt to create a gospel-free zone around an abortion mill.
The case, by 1992, the Aware Woman Center for Choice won a court injunction barring Operation Rescue members from blockading or impeding access to the clinic and keeping them off the property. Behind this line across the street was as close as protesters could come to the Florida clinic. What's more, no protester could approach clinic patrons within 300 feet of the clinic. Enter Judy Madsen, who says she has no connection to Operation Rescue, yet also is kept from speaking with patients.
I had never blocked access, never rescued, never trespassed, or violated any law. Yet due to this injunction, my freedom to speak has been stripped away.
The clinic operator?
This is not a free speech issue. This is an issue of outrageous and uncivil, indecent conduct intended to prevent women from making their own choices.
Protests like those in front of a former Dallas doctor's home could be affected by the case. Pro-life leaders say if they lose, restrictive injunctions will be sought in cities all across the country. But pro-choice advocates say they need a tool to stop intimidation of clinic patients. Jim Fry, Channel 8 News, the Supreme Court.
Well, kind of overcast today across North Texas, but calm, thankfully. I heard there was some real cold weather, some snow even up in the Panhandle.
Indeed there was, and there's still some snow out in the middle of the country. And, you know, since we all came in, it was cloudy, but Jonas Edie was out there in the sunshine a few minutes ago.
Short sleeves.
And short sleeves. It's quite nice out. It's about 70 degrees, and it is sunny. So enjoy a very pleasant late afternoon. I'll have more rain for you, maybe some more storms, but not right away. So we'll enjoy a respite here, and I'll be back to tell you about it.
Live captioning of News 8 is funded in part by Deloitte & Touche, providing auditing, tax, business, and management consulting services to North Texas for more than 70 years.
Prepare for takeoff.
You're looking at the new Chevy Camaro. Sleek, sexy, refined.
How fast does this thing go? At $13,989, it flies. It comes with standard anti-lock brakes, more front legroom, and more horsepower than Mustang. No wonder Car and Driver says Camaro kicks ponytail. And check out this cockpit. Pretty cool, huh? Well, gotta fly.
Camaro, you're cleared for takeoff.
See your North Texas Chevy Geo dealers.
We've all heard the creaks and squeaks of the traditional wood floor. This floor will remind you every day about the quality of your home. But with the silent floor system, you can have a floor without those squeaks, creaks, and sags. With the silent floor system, your floor will be as quiet as a mouse. Guaranteed.
Welcome to the Front Lawn 500. Today, the Montgomery Ward Powercraft Tractor versus Sears. Seems like an even match.
But the Powercraft's long-lasting industrial engine certainly beats Sears.
And they're off. The Montgomery Ward Powercraft looks good.
Yeah, that bigger cutting deck beats Sears, too. And his automatic transmission lets him maneuver without shifting gears.
Whoa, what a blowout. Let's see an instant replay of that.
Amazing. And the Montgomery Ward Powercraft costs only $12.99 and comes with 0% engine for a full year.
Powercraft's the big winner.
At Electric Avenue, Montgomery Ward.
Jackson steps up to the plate. Top of the 10th as the outfield moves in. Yep, if he gets all of this one, the rest is gravy. And here's the pitch.
Boy, look at the steam on that one. It's a triple play.
Church's Triple Play. 10 big pieces of marinated chicken, a large coleslaw, and the large mashed potatoes with gravy, all for the little price of only $9.99. Church's. Gotta love it.
Weather is sponsored by Church's Chicken.
Well, this afternoon, things are very, very different. And I think certainly a welcome break for just about everybody. If we take a look at the radar this afternoon, it will certainly look a lot different than the last few days. This is the radar, the composite of all the radars in our part of the country. The thunderstorm activity this afternoon is from Little Rock northeastward. And then this is a bit of false echo, a little anomalous echo around the Houston-Beaumont area. But this one right here doesn't look like too much to us, but that's a really big thunderstorm. It's over 50,000 feet tall. That's down around Shiner and Yoakum. But as far as we're concerned, well, there's just nothing there. Now, what was there this morning was this. Here's what things looked like earlier today. The satellite picture from this morning. The cold front, of course, did move on through. Last night, it was that very bizarre situation where it was 20 degrees cooler in Fort Worth than it was in Dallas. But overnight, we all cooled off. And this morning, we had a kind of a fall-like morning. The thunderstorm activity behind it was not nearly so strong, so we're in the cool air. And this is the way the day looked. Now, the thunderstorm activity today is developing just in that one cell down there in southeast Texas, and the other storms are up in Arkansas. We put the systems on now. Here you can see a pretty big one north of Little Rock, east of Fayetteville, on up into southern Missouri, and that one big storm down there around Cuero, Yoakum, Shiner area. Behind this, a lot of fair sky now as the afternoon progressed, and here's what the temperatures look like at this point. 63 at Oklahoma City and 69 for us, 56 at Amarillo. They had come back from the 30s yesterday afternoon with skies having cleared now. 75 in San Antonio, but it's 82 in Houston, 83 in Brownsville. High temperature for us today has only been 70 degrees after a morning low that dipped all the way down to 50. 69 now, 66% humidity, barometer rising, wind northeast 9. 0.08 of an inch of rain last night and early this morning. Didn't really amount to much in that cool air, no more storms. Air quality good today. Pollen count today is 921 grains per cubic meter of air. 753 fungus, 80 hickory, 75 grass. That should be hackberry, 10 hackberry and 3 mulberry. Hackweed is the new one, I guess. That's what you do to weeds with those weed hackers. 10 o'clock tonight, here's what we look like. 58 degrees. Thunderstorms continue in Arkansas. Now, what we are going to see develop is the next low pressure system in the upper levels moving along will begin to touch off some thunderstorm activity in central southwest Texas. Tomorrow morning, then, that develops into a low pressure system. We're still in the cool air in the morning, so 54 overnight with some showers possibly late night, early morning. Thunderstorms are likely tomorrow as that low pressure system moves through us. 68. There could be some big storms tomorrow again. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be back in the mild air, the southeast winds over us, but 72 degrees. And then by Saturday, well, we get to 60 in the morning, 72 in the afternoon as the north winds come in. So Saturday morning, maybe some morning showers, and then partly sunny in the afternoon. So the weekend is looking pretty nice here, but we'll have some thunderstorms before then.
Hey, and watch out for that
hackweed. Terrible stuff.
All right, thanks, Troy. Coming up, the 1994 season is finally over for the Dallas Mavericks. But is Quinn Buckner's coaching career over? We'll get the latest status report on the beleaguered rookie coach next in sports.
And still ahead, the latest addition to our Thursday News 8 lineup. Movie critic Gary Cogill tells us which films actually put family first.
6, 7, 8.
Looking for work? Call Channel 8's Spirit of Texas job line at these numbers. You can apply for jobs right over the phone 24 hours a day in the Spirit of Texas.
How secure is your future? Get into your own business. This weekend at the Dallas Market Center, the 3rd annual Entrepreneur Expo will show you how to create your own secure full or part-time business. Choose from business opportunities, national franchises, home-based businesses, and distributorships. Don't be a victim of the economy. See the Entrepreneur Expo this weekend at the Dallas Market Center, exit Market Center Boulevard off the I-35. Get into your own business now.
If you're going to paint your house, you ought to come to Home Depot, and I'll tell you why. When a customer buys Behr paint, I know I've got a customer for life. Behr uses pure titanium, and that results in cleaner, brighter colors. You can see the difference. Behr was formulated from day one to be computer color matched. We've had thousands of different items that people have brought in. 60 seconds later, we've got it matched, and they're happy. It's guaranteed for 15 years. That's an important factor when you're looking at your most important investment. It's a tough world out there. We want to make sure that your paint job goes well.
Welcome to the Mazda Exceptional Sales Event.
Get $1,200 cash back plus air conditioning at no extra charge on Protege DX or LX. Get $2,000 cash back from Mazda on MPV. Or get great cash back deals on Mazda trucks during the Mazda Exceptional Sales Event. But hurry, deals like this won't last long.
See your Mazda dealer today.
At your Dallas-Fort Worth Metro Mazda dealer now.
This Friday and Saturday, everything at Best Buy is on sale. Wait. I thought that Best Buy had 0% financing on every purchase of $250 or more. But I'm sure that everything is on sale. Well, they certainly wouldn't offer 0% financing and then put everything on sale. Would they? This must be both. Everything's been reduced and you can get 0% financing? Wow.
Sports is sponsored by Best Buy.
Well, if you listen to all the talk radio, it's not a question of when, but, or if.
Right.
It's when.
Well,
he's going to go.
That seems to be the thinking, but then Don Carter hasn't done a lot of things that a lot of us have thought he should for many, many years, so who really knows? Mavericks coach Quinn Buckner is still waiting to find out if he's keeping that job. Actually, he says he's not waiting, but we are. Shouldn't be taking Mavericks owner Don Carter this long. If he doesn't know by now, he should. Here's Chris Arnold.
He might be twisting in the wind. He might even be a lame duck. But despite everything you've read, heard, or seen, Quinn Buckner is still on the job.
If you're willing to put yourself on the line to take a job like this without experience, if you don't take it and don't commit yourself to it, you got no chance to succeed. And I'm a person that believes in persisting until you succeed.
With his future in doubt and a meeting with Mavericks owner Donald Carter coming, this would appear to be a very tense time for Buckner.
No, not at all. I got faith. I got faith, you know, and I got the faith. I got my family and I got friends. I mean, my friends have been calling me, you know, Quinn, it'll be fine. And it will be fine. I don't care what happens. It will be fine. Mr. Carter is a man of his word. And I stand by that. I made a commitment here. He made a commitment to me, and I'll go with that.
His critics say his one-loss record of 13-69 this season is not the primary reason he should be fired, but the fact that he no longer has the confidence of his players is. Buckner begs to differ. He says that might not be true anymore.
There were times when we had in-house issues get out. That happens. Our business happens to be a very publicized business, but when it was time to go and play the game, guys played together. And I don't ask them to do anything but support one another. I don't ever ask the team to support me. Support your teammates. And they did that, and that's why down the stretch they played better.
Those who argue for his return, and there are some who do, say that Buckner has never had the total support of Mavericks management he needed to succeed.
There's nobody in the organization that I know that has come to me and said, you're not going to be rehired. This is the first year. Yeah, it was rough. And yeah, I took a lot of slaps, a lot of hits. So did the team. But that does not kill you, makes you better.
The future of the team remains in the hands of owner Donald Carter. As for Quinn Buckner, it's business as usual. Until told otherwise, he is the coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Chris Arnold, Channel 8 Sports at Reunion Arena.
You know, again, Buckner and Carter are supposed to meet tomorrow, and then Carter has said it might be sometime next week before he announces his decision there.
Well, we'll stay tuned.
Thank
All right,
you, Dale.
thanks, Dale. Coming up this evening on News 8 at 6, the former chairman of the Texas Parole Board pleads guilty to perjury charges.
Channel 8's Robert Riggs has the latest chapter in his continuing expose of high-level corruption.
Plus, those emergency sirens, of course, won't be taken for granted by residents of DeSoto and Lancaster in the near future.
But will your neighborhood siren work for the next tornado alert? Deborah Duncan has some answers tonight at 6. And finally, this Thursday, want to escape with your children to the movies this weekend? But how do you know which movies are good for the entire family to see?
Well, you have tuned to exactly the right place for our new weekly feature entitled Family First Films. Channel 8's movie critic Gary Cogill is here with some advice. Gary?
Well, I'm constantly asked this question, is there a film I can take my kids to see? Well, tonight's film is good for you and your teenagers. It's called With Honors, and it opens tomorrow and will surprise you with its positive message.
How many bottles of that wine would you be willing to give me if I fixed it?
To get this thing running?
Yeah.
6.
8.
7.
8.
Okay, 9, but that's my final offer.
Did you used to run a savings and loan?
With Honors is a surprisingly virtuous PG-13 rated film about 4 students at Harvard and their unlikely friendship with a witty homeless man named Simon, played by Joe Pesci. Simon steals a senior thesis from Brendan Fraser and bargains it back page by page.
Well, for each thing you give, I'll give you one thing.
A chapter?
No. A page is a thing. A chapter is a whole lot of things.
I've always been intrigued by a bum or a hobo that can walk away from a whole life of having a bunch of things and just leave them.
Simon eventually moves in with his 4 new friends, even attends class. With Honors is much more about friendship than it is about the homeless.
Women, ain't they perfect?
Not always.
Yes, they are. They're perfect. Don't matter if they're skinny, fat, blonde, or blue.
What happens as a result is, despite themselves, they actually become friends. And they grow to need each other.
With Honors is not a perfect film. Some of the characters are thinly drawn and predictable, but the positive message is refreshing. This is a movie that finds great joy in giving.
You can do it.
You have confidence in me?
Yes.
With Honors is rated a mild PG-13 for language in one sexual situation. It's never mean-spirited, but designed to build character, thoughtful and kind.
If a woman is willing to give you her love, Harvey, it's the greatest gift in the world. Makes you taller, makes you smarter, makes your teeth shine. Boy, oh boy, women are perfect.
Now, With Honors is a nice surprise considering most PG-13 films about college students are irreverent and irresponsible. So once again, With Honors, rated PG-13, celebrates friendship through giving. There's some mild sexual content and language, and that's why I think it's appropriate for ages 13 on up. It's a good rating. And if you want more information about other family films, I invite you to call our 24-hour Family First line. It's a free phone call, and in Dallas, the number is 716-7926. And in Fort Worth, you can call 462-3633. And I'll give you the latest information about the content of current G, PG, and PG-13 rated films. We'll also update it every week. So
that is a very good idea.
I think it's helpful. I hope it's helpful to parents.
I hope that they will use it, because that's what you're here for. Thanks a lot, Gary.
Keep that number handy. That's our news at 5 o'clock. We want to invite you to stay tuned for News 8 at 6. We'll have more details on the wounding of a Plano police officer. Right now, ABC World News Tonight with Peter Johns.
Have a good evening, and we'll see you at 6.